So most people ask when they see me practicing in the yoga room, is it safe for pregnant women? And it definitely is. Bikram Yoga is very safe even though it is a heated room. The important thing to note is that if you have not been practicing Bikram Yoga prior to being pregnant, then it's not recommended that you start during your pregnancy. And if you talk to your doctor, they will generally give you the same advice, that you shouldn't start any new type of physical activity that you haven't been doing already. So the important thing is, if you would like to start practicing Bikram Yoga when you're pregnant, if you've already been doing it prior to being pregnant, then discuss it with your doctor first. They'll talk to you about any concerns they may have. You can also talk to us here at True. All of the staff and the teachers have a lot of knowledge about practicing while pregnant and doing the pregnancy series, which is slightly different than what you would do if you're not pregnant. The most important thing I would say when you are pregnant and practicing Bikram is to stay hydrated, and doctors will generally tell you that's their concern as well. You are in a heated room, however your internal body temperature is not changing, so you don't have to worry about that. It's different than having concerns like being in a jacuzzi while pregnant. The other question a lot of women ask is, can I do it during my first trimester? The answer is yes, you can. It is safe. However, most women during the first trimester, they're experiencing a lot of new things physically. There's a lot of hormonal growth. You start to feel different. You may have a loss of energy that you feel. You also may have morning sickness depending on the person. So you have to listen to your body. If you don't feel like practicing that day, then listen to your body and take a break. You may not be able to practice as often as you like, but the important thing is when you're pregnant throughout the entire pregnancy is to always listen to your body. In half tortoise posture, the only change for pregnant women, especially as you start to grow and become further along in your pregnancy, is you want to open the knees a little bit wider. That just gives some space for the belly to come through the legs as you bring your whole spine down, forehead touches the floor. You may notice in this posture, as the belly gets a lot bigger, it's much harder to control the spine coming down and coming up, and that's okay. You may feel a little jerky coming in and out of this posture while pregnant, and it's just because it's harder to tap into your abdominal muscles when there's a baby there compressing all of your other organs. After camel pose, you get to take another break. So rabbit posture, you're not allowed to do. Rabbit pose is the deepest front side compression, deepest flexion, bending of the spine that you do in the class. So you're just gonna take a break. So enjoy it after camel. You can stay in Savasana if you'd like. Just take a nice break during both sets of rabbit. Also, because your blood volume doubles, you do need to drink a lot more water than most other people. So even though you know that you're not supposed to be drinking water prior to eagle pose, it's okay if you're pregnant. We as teachers, we let you have a pass. You can drink as much water at any time you need to throughout the class. Don't worry about it. You can also leave the room if you need to. Sometimes women may feel a little overheated, or they just need to take a break, or they feel a lot of pressure on their bladder and they need to go to the bathroom, and it happens. So as a pregnant woman, if you need to leave, it's okay. You always want to just look at the teacher, just so the teacher knows you're okay and you're okay to leave and be okay on your own. Take care of yourself outside the room and come back when you're ready. For head to knee pose, interestingly enough, you can actually do this posture. You just have to make sure you're not compressing the belly. So while you're pregnant, a lot of times you're not rounding your spine on a regular basis because you're always protecting your stomach. So this stretch is actually very important for pregnant women. They generally need this. So while most people are turning fully to face the leg that's stretched out to bend the spine, you just want to make sure that the belly stays in the center of your body so that you're not bringing the belly over the stretched out leg. So keep the belly in the center. You don't have to worry about compressing anything, but you are rounding, especially through the upper spine, you're rounding a little bit, bringing the elbows to the floor, forehead to your knee. And the stretch should feel good because so often while you're pregnant, you don't get to round, especially your lower spine. It gets very sore. For stretching posture, before you get into stretching posture, generally you just skip the sit-up. And then to get into stretching pose, you do have to open your legs a little bit wider. So that's one option for this posture. You open the legs, and just like you would in regular stretching, you're still gonna stretch the spine forward. You can bring the hands to the floor in front of you to help do that, to make sure you're not rounding the spine, but you're stretching forward with your legs open to give your belly some space. Another option for that posture is you can bring your soles together in front of you, and it's a nice little hip opener, bringing your knees to the floor. You can hold onto your feet and try to stretch the spine forward as well. So you get a hip opener and a little bit of a spine stretch at the same time. In spine twisting pose, the most important thing for pregnant women to remember is you should not be spine twisting below your bra line. Okay, so you should not be twisting any part of this midsection. You can start to get into spine twist if you like, as long as you're not twisting this part, but generally as the belly grows, it's very hard to get into that position. What I like to do in spine twisting while pregnant is I sit in half lotus, and I'll actually just bring one hand to one knee and then wrap my other hand around where my lotus foot is sitting, and I'll just twist through the very part of my upper spine. I let the shoulder reach back and just keep it very, very light through the upper spine. I don't do too much. I don't even feel it very intensely at all. Sometimes I don't feel much at all. Most times I do it, but that's okay because you want to keep it safe. You're just twisting through the very upper part of your spine, nothing through the midsection or the lower part of the back. For blowing and fixed firm pose, you can do it while pregnant. However, a lot of pregnant women feel uncomfortable snapping their belly in so quickly and intensely. So another option you have, you can be in the same position that you would, but you can just treat this breathing very similarly to the pranayama breath that you have in the beginning of class. You can breathe in through your nose for 6 seconds, out through your mouth for 6 seconds. So no matter the pace that the rest of the class is keeping with Kapalabhati breathing, you can just have your own pace, 6 seconds in through the mouth, 6 seconds out, very steady, very slow. I'm THAYNE. We hope that you come visit us at True soon, pregnant or not pregnant, but if you are pregnant, just come. Ask us any questions you may have. All of us at True, the teachers, we're certified to help you to stay safe in the room, and we hope to see you soon.